Libyan Arab Airlines Flight 114 was a regularly scheduled international passenger flight that took passengers from Tripoli, Libya, through Benghazi to Cairo, Egypt. In 1973, Israeli fighter jets shot it down after it mistakenly entered the airspace of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, which was under Israeli occupation at the time. 108 people on board, including 5 crew members, were killed, and 5 people survived. On February 21, 1973, the Boeing 727-200 left Tripoli and flew to Benghazi for its scheduled stopover. After taking off from Benghazi, it became lost because of a combination of bad weather and equipment failure over northern Egypt. The aircraft entered Israeli-controlled airspace over the Sinai Peninsula, where it was intercepted by 2 Israeli F-4 Phantom IIs. It was shot down by the Israeli fighter pilots with the authorization of David Elazar, the Israeli chief of staff. The downing of the plane earned unanimous international criticism. Both the Soviet Union and the United States condemned the incident, not accepting the reasoning given by Israel. All member nations of the International Civil Aviation Organization voted to censure Israel for the attack. Moshe Dayan, Israel's defense minister, deemed it an error of judgment and compensated the victims' families. Manufactured in 1968, was a Boeing 727-224 registered as 58DAH with serial number 20244 and line number 650. It had 4,526 airframe hours and 3 Pratt & Whitney JT8D-9 engines during its 5 years of operation. Crew. There was a crew of 9 on board the aircraft. 5 crew members were French, including the pilot in command, 41-year-old Jacques Bourges. He had flown for 11,926 hours, but only 550 of those hours were on the 727. His Libyan co-pilot was 33-year-old First Officer Ayed Nabi Yunus. The total hours of his flight time was undetermined, but he had logged 405 hours of flying time on the 727. The French flight engineer was 45-year-old Nandin. He had flown 18,777 hours, 1,448 of which were spent logged on. The crew were contracted to Air France and Libyan Arab Airlines.
Hart of the Israeli Air Force said that the co-pilot, who survived the crash, said he understood Israeli signals and decided to run for it. Hart's claim was met with skepticism by many in the international community, as it was incongruous with both transcripts of tapes recovered from the aircraft and reports that the co-pilot, in critical condition at the time, was still incoherent. Those doubts were accentuated by the fact that nobody could believe that a civil aircraft with 113 people on board would ignore orders to land when surrounded by jet fighters, and a number of discrepancies in early Israeli accounts of the incident. The Israeli Air Force maintained that it saw Flight 114 as a security threat. The Israelis feared that the plane could have been undertaking an aerial spy mission over the Israeli air base at Gaffa, or that it was on a suicide mission, aiming to plunge into an Israeli city.